Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Today I'll be sharing how to make this beautiful book cover. It's quite simple to make. I only used cotton, yarn, and a crochet hook. I also have one bead, as you can see. I'll try to show you how. As you can see, I've placed my notebook inside. Then, we close it like this. We can start making it right away. Let's give you the material information. I used a size 6 crochet hook, 3.5 millimeters thick. And I also have cotton yarn. I have two colors. One is quite light, I would say pink or powder pink. And I also have white yarn. Let me show you how. I have 50-gram balls of yarn. We can start making it right away. We start with a magic ring. When starting the magic ring, we wrap it around our finger once. We insert the hook under the yarn, wrap the loop, and pull it through. Let me show you again. I wrapped it around my finger once. I inserted the hook underneath. I wrapped the loop and pulled it through. Now, at this stage, I'm making 3 chain stitches. I'm not letting go of the loop. Look, I've wrapped the yarn around the hook. I'm inserting the hook into the loop and placing 1 double crochet stitch. Now I can let go. I've secured it now. I'm pulling it a little. Now I'm placing another double crochet stitch into the same loop. I'm counting the 3 chain stitches I made at the beginning as 1 stitch, and I'm making 2 more double crochet stitches next to them. In total, I have 3 double crochet stitches. Now I have 2 spacer chains. Again, I wrap the yarn around the hook, insert the hook into the loop, and place 3 more double crochet stitches. Two. And 3, again, 2 more spacer chains. I wrap the yarn around the hook. I insert the hook into the loop and place 3 more double crochet stitches inside the loop. Again, 2 chain stitches, I wrap the yarn around the hook. I'm making 3 groups of double crochet stitches inside the loop. And with my last group, I'm finishing. We made a total of 1, 2, 3, and 4 of these groups. We pull 1 closing chain. We only pull 1 chain at the closings. We have 2 chains in between. I quickly pull the yarn. I insert the hook into the top of the 3 chains I pulled at the beginning. I pull the loop out and slip it through the other loop to close my first row. Now we go up with 1, 2, 3 chains. When going to the next row, we always pull 3 chains. We wrap the yarn around the hook. Look, you see our double crochet groups here. I insert the hook into the corner point between this double crochet and this double crochet group and place 2 more double crochets. I wrap the yarn around the hook. I move to another corner point. I make 3 more double crochets. I have 2 chains in between. I wrap the yarn around the hook. Since I will be working on the corner point, I place 3 more double crochets at the same point. I have created my first corner in this way. I've yarned over again. I'm going to work another corner point. I'm placing 3 double crochet stitches. I have 2 chain stitches in between. I've yarned over. I'm placing 3 more double crochet stitches in the same spot. I've yarned over. I'm at my next corner point. I'm doing the same steps here. 3 double crochet stitches. 2 chain stitches in between. I'm placing 3 more double crochet stitches in the same spot. I've completed 1, 2, 3 corner points. I left it half finished at the beginning. I'm going to complete my corner point. I've yarned over. I'm inserting the hook into the same spot. I'm making 3 double crochet stitches. I'm pulling 1 chain. For the closing chain, I'm inserting the hook into the top of the 3 chain stitches I pulled at the beginning, pulling out a loop, and slipping it through the other loop. I've yarned over again. Look, open this part up a little with your hand, it will be clearer. I'm working 2 more double crochet stitches in the spot between my 2 groups of triple crochet stitches. Now we're on the 3rd row. In the 3rd row, we've started defining not only our corner points but also our intermediate points. We've worked the halfway point of our first corner point. We've yarned over. Now, look at this intermediate point. I'm inserting the hook. I'm placing 3 double crochet stitches. I've yarned over. I'm moving to my corner point. By the way, when moving to the intermediate points, I'm not making any chains. I'm just yarning over. See, I didn't make any chains. I finished my 3rd double crochet stitch. I yarned over and went directly to my corner point, doing the same operations I did in the previous row. That is, 3 double crochet stitches, 2 intermediate chains. I'm placing 3 double crochet stitches again in the same point. Look, I finished my corner point. I'm not making any chains. I yarned over. I've reached my intermediate point. I'm making 3 double crochet stitches. I yarned over. I've reached my corner point. I'm working 3 double crochet stitches. I have 2 intermediate chains. Again, 3 double crochet stitches in the same point. I wrap the yarn around the hook. I move to the intermediate point. I'm working 3 double crochet stitches. I wrap the yarn around the hook. I reach my corner point. I'm doing the same steps. Two chain stitches. I'm working 3 double crochet stitches again. I'm coming to the intermediate point and the first corner point I left unfinished. I'm placing 3 double crochet stitches and finishing my 3rd row. 1 chain, insertion into the top point of 3 chain stitches. I slipped it through the other loop and finished my 3rd row. I'm showing my 4th row right away. I'm pulling 1, 2, 3 chain stitches. I wrap the yarn around the hook. I'm pulling it like this and placing 3 double crochet stitches in the gap. Let me unravel my yarn. Now look, our intermediate points will increase by 1 in each row. There was 1 in the first row. Now look, there are 2. There's no different process. I'm going directly to my intermediate point and completing my 3 double crochet stitches. I wrap the yarn around the hook. I'm moving to my next intermediate point. I'm placing 3 double crochet stitches. I've yarned over. I'm placing my corner work. I've yarned over 2 chain stitches. Again, 3 double crochet stitches at the same point. I've moved to my intermediate point. Let's yarn over. I yarned over 1, 2, 3 stitches. I yarned over 1, 2, 3 stitches. I'm going to do my corner work. Yes, the following steps are exactly the same. I don't want to bore you by showing you. We're doing our corner work. We're doing our intermediate steps. We're placing 3 groups of double crochet stitches in each. Only in our corner work, we have 2 groups of triple crochet stitches and 2 chain stitches in between. When making the intermediate steps, there are no chain stitches in between. After closing my work, or rather my row, I pull one chain stitch, leaving a little bit, and then I pull the stitch through and tighten it. Look, this is very elegant, neat, very beautiful, very neat. I'm immediately switching to my other color yarn. I'm not starting from the point where I finished so that it doesn't get any slope. Look, this is my finished point. I'm starting from the next point and continuing to knit. I threaded my hook through the corner. I'm immediately taking my yarn. I'm passing it through. Now, I'm wrapping the yarn around this yarn once. I'm making a chain. I'm wrapping it again once more. Second chain and third chain. The reason I do this is because it's extremely tight and secure. To prevent the yarn from unraveling during washing, etc. Now I've wrapped the loop. I'm doing the usual process. I'm going to place my first corner work. Meanwhile, I'm also carrying the yarn through from the inside. Look like this. I've wrapped the loop. I'm at the midpoint. After inserting the hook into the midpoint, I'm holding the yarn from the back and carrying it through. Now I'm going to work 3 double crochet stitches here. And I'm continuing until the end of the row. You can continue this process until you reach the desired size. You can work with a single color. It's entirely up to you. I will continue until it reaches book size. If you want to make a laptop bag, tablet bag, or a bag for any notebook, you can continue until you reach the desired size. I'm going to knit a few rows to make a book cover. I'll tell you exactly how many rows I've knitted as soon as I'm sure. Because this is my first project, I can't give a precise number. I'll knit a very short section and then come back to give you a precise number. Okay, we've finished our motif. I'll give you the centimeter measurement right away. We've obtained a motif that's approximately 35 centimeters long. Now we'll move on to making the strap part. After finishing the motif, I made a chain. We'll make a chain approximately 85 centimeters long. Now, let's make a chain like this. As I said, approximately 85 centimeters. Yes, we've completed our 85 centimeters chain. We cut it, leaving a small amount of yarn. Yes, as you can see, we've finished our motif and the connecting chain. Now this is the right side of my knitting. I'm turning it right side up. I'm folding it inwards. There's a trick here. Let me show you this part. First, if you don't mind, don't fold the bottom base. We definitely won't bring the edges together exactly towards the center area. Let's see where these corner points correspond to when we adjust them by hand. This is our corner point, for example. This is another corner point. This corner point corresponds to the intermediate point below this corner point. See, this is the point where it should be when sewing. So we won't use this point. We'll align this corner point with this point and sew that way. Let's grab our needle. I pinned it so you can see. Look, there's no use at the corner point. I pinned it from an intermediate point next to the corner point and from this corner point. Now we'll start sewing. Let's adjust it by hand. We'll thread our white thread onto the needle. Yes, I've threaded it. I'm starting from this corner point right here. I'll use the stitches at the top. It might not be very visible because it's white. Let me try to show you. We'll use the white stitches at the top. Just so you know. I'm threading the stitch through. I'm leaving a small piece. I'll be working from the inside here. I'm inserting the needle into all the stitch tops in turn. Let's even do it like this. Let's tie a knot here. Make sure it's secure, don't tighten it too much. I've tied 2 knots. Yes. Now I'm going to sew by inserting the hook into each stitch in turn. It's important that they align. I'd appreciate it if you paid attention to that so your knitting doesn't look crooked. Let me show you. I wish I hadn't made the frame white. I hope you can see it. Let me show you again. Look, I'm inserting the hook into the top stitches. We'll continue like this until we reach this corner point. Look, I've reached my corner point. I'm sewing this corner so it aligns with the first gap here. Let me show you clearly so it's understandable. I'm joining the stitch that corresponds to the corner point with the stitch that corresponds to the midpoint. I won't cut the yarn here. I'll move the yarn through the stitches, one from below and one from above. Since it's the same color yarn, it won't create any unsightly lines. I'll keep moving it until I reach the area I've pinned. Then, we'll continue sewing using the technique I showed until we reach the corner again. Look, I've reached the pinned area. I'm going to shorten my yarn a little. Yes. I'm taking out my needle right now. The middle area. And the corner point. Yes, we continue sewing until we reach the bottom corner. That's it. Yes, we've finished sewing. I'm placing my standard book-sized notebook inside. Look at this. I've closed it. I'm wrapping the chain around it a few times. As you can see, our book cover is ready. If you wish, you can also add a tassel detail to the end of the chain. Yes, as you can see, I added a tassel detail. You can omit it if you prefer. I shortened the chain a little more because I added the tassel detail. Just so you know, to get this look. If you're only using a chain, the centimeter measurement I gave will be sufficient. You can also measure it yourself by wrapping the chain after making the chain. I'll give you the measurements of our bag right away. I'm looking at the width measurement. It has an average width of 26 centimeters. When we look at the height, we have a bag that is approximately 19 to 20 centimeters. If you like my bag, I would be very happy if you subscribe to my channel, like my video, and don't withhold your support. I'd like to extend my best wishes to everyone who's going to do this. Goodbye. Yeah.